and we just hit the New Mexico line, and I had pulled into the weigh station, and the weigh station told me to come inside, and so I parked the truck, and I hear a whistling noise at the back of the trailer. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Welcome, guys, to the Famisphere podcast. I'm your host, Keith. I'm joined by Coach Jesse King, and I'm also joined today by Russell Roberts, who is the equipment driver and all the stuff for Miami of Ohio. Is it just football, or do you do other sports as well?
Just football.
Just football. That's. Do you know if like other contractors do the other sports, or how does that work?
Mainly there are other contractors that do other sports, but mostly everything can be hauled in the same bus that they're taking all the student athletes in, uh, with the
Okay.
exception of hockey, ice hockey. Uh,
Okay.
So my first question is, we looked at your schedule and we didn't see there were too many far away games for you all this year, but we know you went to which one was it, Jesse? Arizona last year.
mm-hmm.
What does that look like when you're having to travel that far with the equipment? Like, what does your schedule look like?
Well, we try to do 600 miles a day, and when you're looking at almost like 2,000 2,000 mile run, that's a 4-day drive. Because
Wow.
legally, I can only do about 600 miles. You know, it's all governed by the FMCSA, which is the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. They only allow us to drive 11 hours, and we have 14 hours to complete those 11 hours. So, like, say when you start your day, say you start your day at 8 a.m., you have until 11 p.m. that in the time zone in order to complete that 11 hours. And then you have to take a half-hour break with 8 hours starting drive, and there's a lot of things logs that people probably don't.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I for one had no idea that. We were talking before we got started here. Keith and I don't think either one knew that that was subcontracted out. I mean, just I'm naive, I guess, by thinking that every school just had their own equipment, staff or something. Um, so how exactly, why Miami, Ohio? Do you live in the area? Have you grew up a fan of Miami, Ohio? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I had worked closely with a freight broker, and his brother-in-law is Drew Chrisman, who used to punt for Ohio State and the Cincinnati Bengals. And one of Drew's coaches, who used to coach at Ohio State, had reached out to Drew and said, "Hey, uh, does your dad still have his trucking company? Because uh, we're looking to find an equipment carrier for the next 3 years." And Drew said, "No, everything's getting ready to get sold." So it all got passed down to Drew's brother-in-law, and he called me. Luckily, I was the very first call that he made. I would not let him get off the phone. Uh, so it's timing. It really is timing. Being being the right place, right time. You know.
Right. So did you grow up a Miami of Ohio fan, or was that who was you a fan of?
Well, I'm a Buckeye. I'll be a Buckeye. Um,
Okay.
but I was never a fan of Miami at any point in my life. I did watch a lot of Wally Serbian when I was in high school, but
So you became a fan After the fact. Now you
Yeah,
got two schools. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Now, how long have you been pulling the equipment for Miami, Ohio?
Just a year. I just did last season.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm looking at their schedule for the upcoming year, which now granted, the bowl season, who knows what that may look like. Um, how much, I don't see a whole lot just looking at their schedule of really far trips, but there are obviously some out of state trips.
Hmm.
Have you already begun the planning process on that? And
Oh yeah.
how much time goes into that?
There's actually a lot of time that goes into it, believe it or not. Not so much on my end because Miami pretty much does whatever they can to cover as much as they can without driving the truck. Um, they really make sure that a lot of the responsibility I have is just limited to driving the truck, um, because that way they can still keep control of everything, which is fine. I mean, you know, I do respect them because they do let me drive the truck, and they don't tell me how to drive the truck, and they just say, "Hey, this is when the equipment has to be here at this certain time." So, like for instance, our very first game is going to be at Pittsburgh, and this will be the first time that I've actually been to a pro stadium with the equipment. So this will be a very new experience. But like I say, we'll leave on Thursday evening at around 9 p.m. And then we have to be in Pittsburgh at noon on Friday. And I believe the kickoff is going to be 12 or 12:30 on the CW.
It looks
So
like 12. Yeah.
yeah, it just depends. It'll depend on how everything's built in the time slots. Like last year when we went to Wisconsin, that was a Thursday night kick at 9 p.m. And I believe that was 9 Central. So that was a really weird one.
So, did anything? I know you said that a lot of planning goes into it. And in Miami, Ohio, I'm assuming is the one that really does the majority of the planning, right? How much contact do you have with them throughout? I guess the week in ahead for your trips.
um, they send us out an email um, a few days before we go, and it's got everything in it, the whole itinerary. Uh, Whereas the teams flying, if they do fly, like for the UMass game, I would assume that they're going to fly this year. Like last year, Buffalo, that game they flew. Wisconsin, I believe the team flew, not the equipment staff. And definitely the bowl game for sure. And Rutgers, everybody flew for Rutgers as well. And but yeah, they let me know when they're going to be it, when they get up in the air, when they get down. Now I'm not responsible for picking them up because obviously all I do is the equipment, but they get their own transportation to the stadium if they fly. Um,
Okay.
So, you say you hauled the equipment. I'm assuming you're just hauling for the football team. Like if the band travels or anything else that needs to be in cargo, what all are you hauling?
just everything that's used in the game except for everything that's used in the game for the football team. Uh, Now, as far as like if the band goes, like the band will go to the MAC championship game. Um, I did not do the MAC championship game last year because the way they have the thing set up at Ford Field, I can't get the truck to the locker room, so they have to put it on a box truck, which is fine because when you play in an indoor, you need a lot less. We carry rain, carry fans. I mean, every possible weather condition happen that we would incur in an outdoor stadium is in that trip.
Okay.
I mean, uh, the communication equipment for the coaches, helmets, jerseys, everything that on that sideline in that trailer.
So, Russell, I've spent, quite a bit of time around high school football as a player and a coach. And just in my time going to, road games that were no more than an hour or 2 hours away, there have been some crazy stories with the trailer, whether it be flat tires, brake lights, whatever, the trailer hitting the fence and tearing a gate off. Um, did anything like that? I mean, you're traveling far. Did anything crazy at all happen last year that kind of put you in a bind to delay your schedule, or just anything crazy in general?
I'd say the only thing that I can allude to is when we were headed out to the bowl game, we had we were going on I-40 West out of Texas, and we just hit the New Mexico line, and I had pulled into the way station, and the way station told me to come inside, and so I parked the truck, and I hear a whistling noise at the back of the trailer. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I'm like, there's an air leak. Bad. So I go inside, check everything out. Everything was good. And then we run to a repair facility down the road, and they fixed it within about 3 hours or so. It was just there's some airlines that hang on the bottom of the trailer. They call them belly lines, and we poked a very very small hole, but it was audible. Very, you could probably hear that thing from like three exits down the road, man. That was pretty loud,
Oh gosh.
but
Wow.
we got her fixed, and we still showed up on time to the to meet everybody at the hotel, and but yeah, I will say getting a 53-foot trailer in and out of a lot of places is it's definitely not rookie level. I will tell you that.
No,
But
definitely not.
I'm very thankful that Miami gives me the support that I need, because if I have a little trouble getting into somewhere, I mean, I've got tens of students that are just out ready to give me a spot if I need to get me into a tight area. So
That's awesome.
yes.
Well, okay. Another question that I have here, I just thought of is, um, a lot of times when you have, again, I'm thinking more of a high school level, your transportation staff, they come in there and they sit and they watch the game and they get concessions and different things. Like, do you get any perks for pulling the trailer? Do you get to attend the games and watch maybe from the sideline or anything, or a box, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we have 4 season home tickets. Now, unfortunately, I live about 3 hours and 20 minutes from Oxford, so it's not always feasible for me to be down there for a home game. But I did attend the game last year. I think it was Eastern Michigan. I was down, and I mean, I could have sat in the stands, but they're like, "Nah, come down on the sidelines." Okay, because that's where I'm normally at anyway on road games. So, but yeah, on the road games, they put us up in the hotel. We get a per diem, sideline access throughout, before, during, and after the game. It's very surreal, I will tell you.
That's really cool.
Pretty
That's
good
really
Uh,
cool.
gig.
there was an
Yeah.
incident last year where when we were at Northern Illinois, I was so close to the chain gang, they told me to back up. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Funny.
That's pretty cool. It's a pretty good gig.
So, during football season, because football season's a few months long, are you doing regular runs with your truck, or are you only pulling from Miami, Ohio? I mean, I know it's a lot of time involved. How are you balancing that?
So usually, what I'll still haul regular stuff, um, but like a day before I'm supposed to be in Oxford, I make sure that I don't have anything going. So that way, just in case if there's something that happens to the truck, I can get it serviced, get it taken care of. Because generally, most repairs take less than a day. Um, but I want to make sure that I have that full day to make sure that my truck's in the shape it needs it to be in, depending on where we're going. I they had issues with their last carrier, and yeah, and I want to make sure that they get the best service.
That's a great attitude to have about it.
Absolutely.
I mean, nobody wants to, be right before a game and something's happened to the truck or whatever. The equipment's not there.
Yeah, millions of dollars are at stake, and it's really in my hand. And I try to make sure that we're there on time and everything the same condition it was when it left. Because it would be there would be a lot of things that would happen negatively. Uh, something happened. We don't speed when we go down the road. We I really I really focus on safety as much as possible. And in industry I used to work in years ago, there was a saying that they had said, "There's only two ways we do something: safely or not at all." And I really embrace that as much as I can in my current.
So Russell, how long? I mean, it sounds really cool that you have taken a profession that you're already doing and kind of blended it with your love and your passion for college football. So now you're kind of getting to really harness that and enjoy that a little bit. How long have you been a fan of college football? And kind of date us a little bit here. Give us some of your earliest memories of watching the sport.
Well, I've been a college football fan since I would say high school. My parents weren't really big college football fans because I grew up near the Cleveland area. My dad was a huge Browns fan, and so that's where my love for football came from. Is my dad's passion for the Browns, um, but then when the Browns left town back in '94, I kind of had to find a team or a different avenue of football to watch, and so here I am watching the New England Patriots, and it's only because my mom had purchased me a coat from, I believe it was Burlington, and it was on the discount rack, but it was the brand new Patriots logo, and we got this guy named Drew Bledsoe, and he's going to be the best, and that kind of worked out for me for a little while, but I really turned to be a I was a really big Ohio State fan when Jim Tressel became the coach, and
Understandable.
I believe I just graduated high school when when he said, "Hey, in 300 and some odd days, we're gonna be up in Michigan, and we're gonna show him who's boss." I don't remember the exact quote, but everybody in the shop was fired up. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he,
Coach Tressel was a legendary coach.
yes.
Absolutely.
So, uh, while we're on the Ohio State thing, not to bring up, and I guess it's not bad blood because it was good for you all, but and Keith may know where I'm going here. The Fiesta Bowl, 2002, I guess technically 2003, January 2003.
Mhm.
The play on Chris Gamble. Your thoughts? I mean, as an Ohio State fan, I'm assuming definite PI, case closed. We got the championship. That all said and done.
I'm not a referee.
Good,
Great
good
answer.
Good
Great
answer.
answer.
Okay. Yeah, plead the fifth. I like it.
Okay. Say that both fan bases can make the calls either way. I
I
mean,
agree with that. Yeah.
am I a diehard Buckeye fan? No, I am not. I am very realistic. You know, I love my Buckeyes. Yes, I do. But
Yeah.
you know, I try to be realistic because I like to connect with other fan bases. Some of
Yeah,
these people who are, you know, that they won't only want to root for one team. Well, you have to understand there's another team on the other side of the field, and their fan base is just as passionate as you are. You
Mm-hmm.
know, until you can understand that, that there is another team, then then you can be a true fan of the game.
I like that outlook. I like that a lot. I think we both have a team. Obviously, my team, if you can see behind my shoulder here, but we both try to remain unbiased as well. Though, like we love college football. We love the sport. We love everything about it, and getting to hear stories from people like you, and their thoughts and perspectives on their team and the sport, really is what makes it so great. I think so. I like that outlook.
It, I think this last season with traveling with a Division 1 team who's not in a Power 5 conference or Power 4 conference, excuse me, it's brought a little insight to how I watch football now.
Yeah,
And I mean, we have athletes like everybody else. You know,
absolutely.
I mean, look, I mean, you look at our roster from last year to this year. I mean, we got picked clean in the portal. One of our 4-star guys. Um, I can't think of it. He's at the end. He's at Texas Tech now. We had a
Of
wide receiver,
course.
Cole Weaver. He's at Syracuse now. There's we lost another one to Colorado, but we pick up other guys, and thanks to the basketball team, they've definitely used some money into the NIL project. So we were able, as Coach said, we were able to be in a different aisle of the grocery store shopping now. So we picked up some good guys, and and I think Miami football is.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you mentioned not being in a Power Five, if there was ever a conference to a group of five conference to be in, man, talk about some action. Who
Yeah.
doesn't like action? I can't wait. Like every year, that's what I look forward to the most, is because every year you're going to get some Tuesday night, Thursday night, Friday night action games,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes your week just so much better because you got college football, 3 and 4 nights a week.
Well, it's funny because like how the beginning of the season starts for me, I plan on leaving Oxford every Thursday, on a away game, and then we shift to the Tuesday night, Wednesday night action schedule in November, or yeah, November, and so that creates a new twist for me because now I went from scheduling everything. Now I like, oh hey, I have to leave Sunday night now instead of being Thursday night. But well, like the UMass game, that's in October. We'll have two drivers on that, and we won't leave with that till we'll probably actually leave with that like probably Thursday afternoon because that's almost a 900-mile trip.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's a big trip.
that is a big trip.
Yeah, yeah, but we'll get her there. I mean, like when we went to Rutgers last year, it's only a 670-mile trip from Oxford, but problem is you're going to New Jersey and there's a lot of traffic. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
what traffic jam and
Right.
could I have legally driven it? Sure. And could I have put on my logs? Hey, traffic, cite all this other stuff. But, depends on what kind of person's in that pulls me over. If I do get pulled over, you know, and I don't want the I don't want I don't want hanging in the balance on the weight of the DOT officer.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesse, I don't think I have any more questions. He's done a great job.
Yeah, I have a question that you just made me think of there in that last part there. Did you say that there were two drivers? Is there more than just you on the drive?
Yeah, anything over 600 miles, I hire another guy. And he, he drives when I legally can.
Okay, but still one truck though.
Yep, still one.
Okay, gosh,
Yep.
I'm thinking, golly, it takes two trucks full of stuff. Like, how much stuff are y'all pulling? Okay,
Well, that
my
trailer.
mind went to two trucks, and that's where that got me for a second there.
Yep.
Well, generally, Russell, we end every episode with a 5 and 5. It's a top 5 list that we Keith and I started, where we try to do it in a 5-minute window.
Okay.
What are your 5 games that you're most looking forward to this season to go into?
This season, um, I would say Pitt, even though it is a season kickoff game, they're more than likely going to be ranked. So it is that would be nice to play against a ranked opponent just
Mm-hmm.
to see where we're at. As a well, I don't know if I would call myself a quasi Browns fan, but I've not been very high on the Cleveland Browns, and we could probably talk about that at another. But just going to Acrisure Stadium, that would be that would be nice. The other half lives uh, in that department.
Yeah.
Let's see your second game, and these are games overall.
I'm sorry, what?
The games I'm attending are games overall.
Right.
Games, I guess overall. We'll do overall.
Okay. And these have to be strictly Miami.
Yeah, off the Miami schedule.
Sure. Okay. UConn game. That is homecoming game. We have a 2-day festival, so that'll probably be number 2. Let's see here. I believe we play at Western. Uh, yeah, I believe. Yeah, I play at Western. Schedule in front of me, so I do apologize. Uh, if Western, that definitely would be a very good matchup. I mean, we played twice last year. Want to get a little bit of revenge back from the MAC championship. And they're going to be tough. They're going to be sold out. Um,
Yeah.
oh, I forgot. We're going to be playing Cincinnati at TQL Stadium, Cincinnati. The Battle of the Bell. Uh, we haven't played that. It was set to be a Paycor Stadium, but they had moved it to TQL for reasons I don't know. But uh, it'll be the first time an American football game is going to be at a soccer stadium. So that is going to,
Wow.
or at least at TQL, it'll be the first time that they've hosted an American football game. So that's going to be great.
Mark that on our schedule, Keith.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that's week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not looking at it, so I'm not 100% on that. And then what would the other game? And of course, our game against Ohio is going to be at home against the Bobcats. The Battle of the Bricks, and I believe that's going to be a match game. So
That's a good list.
That is a good
but
list.
now, did you say the Battle of the Bricks?
yes, that's the rivalry game between us and Ohio University, the Bobcats.
Never knew that.
I never
is
heard
it
that either.
is it a stack of bricks, or is it just a brick that they carve on with the winner?
I do apologize. I'm not really sure.
I gotta look that up. I've never heard of
I,
that.
Hadn't
I
either.
just know that there was a lot of obscenities that was shouted my way when we had left last year, and I can't say on here what I said back, However, I instructed them to go home because they were a little liquefied. So
Mm,
Wow. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
College football fan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go figure.
well,
But I don't have anything else. If you don't have anything, Keith,
I'm
we
been-
really appreciate you for coming on here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
yeah, I appreciate you guys giving me the chance to come on here. This was my very first podcast. I think it went well.
Yeah,
And
I learned a lot. I did not
Absolutely.
know. I never
Well-
knew that was a thing that they subcontracted that out. So appreciate you for teaching me something today about the sport. That's the whole idea behind this podcast. So that's awesome.
hey, you're welcome.
Wish you safe travels this season. I wish Miami, Ohio luck, and looking forward to watching some of those MACtion games and maybe seeing you on TV. But yeah, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you. Thanks, man.